Hi, I'm Victoria Bond, and welcome to Mum's Time to Shine, how to connect to your soul's purpose and pursue it without sacrificing quality time and connection with your family. Today we have Brigitte Calloway joining us. Thank you for joining us today, Brigitte.
Hi, Victoria.
So nice to have you here with us.
Oh, so nice to be with you.
So Brigitte is a clinical hypnotherapist, a tarot reader. She also does past life regression, Reiki, teaches workshops educating on energy, spirit, meditation, and all sorts of other things. But you haven't always been on this path. I've known you for quite a while now, so your story is so interesting. So can you tell us what your job was before you started following what you call your soul's purpose?
So, Victoria, first of all, I was a mom. And being a mom, you have to juggle time and be around your kids. However, I was always self-employed. I'm not a team player, by the way. So I had a big studio, a fitness studio, and I worked with athletes all around the world. And I worked in recovery and in physical preparation years and years until I broke my leg. And I have had surgery and I couldn't go further. But it was the time to stop anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and like you were just saying, you actually owned your own fitness and recovery studio and worked with sports professionals all over the world. Like, what you were doing wasn't just on a small basis; it was pretty huge, and you obviously built yourself up with that, and then you had to have a massive change. And now your job is completely different because you read tarot for people all around the world and teach all things about spirit and meditation and all that type of stuff. So was that a gradual thing, or was that like a aha moment?
I was a tennis player in my youth, and I played tennis for years and years and years. And I loved sports, I still do. However, having small kids and juggling time and being with him on courts and studios and arenas, it wasn't easy. Change is everything in life. I was always really intuitive, so I read tarot my whole life. I remember, Victoria, I was born in Transylvania, and that's a land of magical and mystical and mythical. So yeah, I read tarot, and I've done NLP, so I've done hypnotherapy, but not as a main job. So the transition was quite easy for me. Now, you guys have small kids probably because you're in mom's time to shine, yeah? But when you will be at my age with older kids, everything is possible.
Right. And one thing I know you teach in your workshops, because I have been to many of them, is about you really encourage people to follow their soul's purpose, to follow their heart desire and their dreams, and to do it. And I quite often hear you say, you can do it. You just have to believe in you doing it. But there's also kind of like this preconception about the spiritual and doing readings and stuff that has this kind of stigma to it that, oh, I can't make a career of that. That's more of a hobby. But you think otherwise and you teach otherwise.
Now, I actually say you can and you will.
Yes.
That I can and I will.
Yeah.
Tarot reader, so I'm a busy hypnotherapist. However, I'm a more busier tarot reader. I do hundreds and hundreds a month, all around the world. I don't know my clients. I don't see my clients. I don't know who they are. So first of all, remember that it's a business. Like every other business, you need the gift and you need to study. And you need to study really hard because you need to know your cards. You need to connect to them. Yes, Victoria, we all can and we all will do whatever we are meant to do.
Yeah, whatever we put our mind to as well, I suppose.
Destiny comes a little bit further. I think we are born with the destiny already born. I think it's on forehead. We know what's there, but then forget. And we
Yeah.
are in the search of our path our whole lives. Now, this is where the tarot reader comes. The tarot reader connects to a spirit, reads the cards, and brings the person back on the destiny line.
Uh-huh. Right. And talking about tarot, since we're talking about that, I was brought up in a Catholic family, and I love the Catholic Church. I think it's beautiful. But I was always told to stay away from tarot because it was bad. And I was also told to stay away from, anything that was energy or anything like that crystals and stuff. Can you, for those who are a little bit iffy about what tarot is and whether it's dabbling, can you tell us a little bit about what tarot actually is?
By the way, the church never blamed on tarot. Never.
Yeah.
There is no proof that the church blamed on tarot. We blame, people blame. Now, just remember that cards came to Europe in the 1500s. And tarot comes from Italy, tarocchio, the game of tarot. And there are many kind of tarot decks. However, in the 1375s, we found cards in China. It's a dynasty I call Mamluk. It's Islamic dynasty who played cards. So now it's a really old story about tarot. It has nothing to do with gypsies, nothing to do with black magic. It's just a way of using your intuition while you read the pictures.
Mm-hmm. Right. So it's all of that other kind of fear-mongering is literally just that. Like, people have attached different things to it. So, and like you said, it wasn't the church. It was probably my mum who would say, be careful, be careful, be careful. And I love her for it, because she just wanted to protect me. It's only recently where I've actually bought myself a deck of tarot cards, now that you've actually personally educated me on them. And when I'm looking at them, I'm like, these are beautiful. They tell a story. And I think that's really, really neat. Now, when you read a deck of tarot, when you're doing a reading and you're doing a layout, is that a definite yes or no of what is going to happen in their life? Or is that kind of like one path and they can choose to go on that path or not?
Okay, so just remember that the destiny is a straight line. And this is what the tarot reader should tell to the client. Now, the client can pick doors, go on different paths. However, I believe that the universe will, or the divine energy will bring you back to the destiny during the life. So why not starting that business or marrying that guy or doing that stuff now instead of waiting for another 50 years? So I believe that a tarot reader should not say a definite yes or no. However, a tarot reader can say, this is what I see. It can happen.
Yes. Right. So your end point could be the same, but you could either take 1 year to get there or 50, depending on which choices you're making to get to the end result, which is very interesting, because a lot of people say to me, well, I had a reading and this didn't happen or that didn't happen. I said, yeah, but that's because you made a choice. So it's nearly like, going somewhere and going off the road a little bit.
Tarot readers and tarot readers, remember, some of them may be fake.
Yeah.
Some of them may be legit. It's exactly like any kind of job. Some of the doctors are good, some are less good. So, yeah.
And is there any way we can look to know if someone's legit? Because there's a lot of fakes out there.
I would think that the proof is the proof. When a client comes to a tarot reader and from the beginning the tarot reader starts saying the blah, blah, blahs, that there is something wrong. If you connect to a spirit as a tarot reader, you should be able to say things about that spirit, maybe the color of the eyes, maybe what he or she is wearing, or the name. I'm usually good with names, but some people will be good with something else. But if that person doesn't connect to anything and doesn't see the cards properly and just goes through, you'll find love and things like they are general, then that's
Yeah, and what I find fascinating about you is I call you my my tarot coach. I think I call it, because I don't live by anything you tell me, but in saying that, I take it on board and go, that's interesting, because I do want the fastest track, and with any type of coach, they're going to get you there as quick as possible if that's what you need. And what I love about you is when I first went to you, how like you're so onto it, like everything you say is actually accurate. That's the word I'm going for, accurate. And I've never had reading before where it's always been a little bit wishy-washy, but a lot of the stuff you're getting was very accurate. So that's what absolutely fascinates me.
I read a lot. I study a lot. I enroll in every course myself, and I read. And not Google. I don't Google. I actually read books, and I educate myself. So it's a profession. Yeah, it's a profession. You have to study. You have to upskill.
Exactly. And with energy, energy is something that's come into my life in the last few years as well, learning about it. The chakra system, I know you're very knowledgeable about that. And many people, including myself a few years ago, was like, the what? I had no idea. I just knew, I didn't know anything actually. So I got taught and I was like, how did I not know about this? Could you tell us a little bit about what the chakra energy system is?
It's really obvious. We have blood system. The blood flows through veins and arteries. And then we have lymph nodes, so lymphatic system. Exactly the same. We have an energetic system. Remember, you cannot kill energy. You cannot destroy energy. So energy flows through us, through many chakras. We actually focus on 7 main chakras, starting from the root and going down, going up to the crown. But there are many more. They are above our head, there are a few chakras, and below our head, there are a few chakras. And I call them the lotus flowers. They are wheels that move like this. With this movement, I actually hypnotize people. So, yeah, they flow like this through those chakras. Now, as you know, because you know that, and everybody knows that, once those are blocked, there are problems. They may be spiritual problems, but as well medical problems. They may be thyroid problems. They may be arthritis. So it's so easy to unblock them. All you need are crystals or a pendulum, or there's so many methods. Aromatherapy, oils, everything can unblock that chakra. A really good energetic system where energy flows freely means that the person is healthy, active, and definitely meant to have success.
Excellent. So do you recommend everybody find out what the chakra system is, do their research, and it creates more balance in the body?
Oh, definitely. It's a must. So we look at the heart, we look at the lungs, we look at the organs, but we don't look at the chakras. There are energy systems used in Ayurveda, the old Indian medicine. They are used in the Chinese medicine. Those are the oldest medical systems in the world.
Right. But not in our system. So,
yeah.
Well, now we're getting more practitioners like you and myself where we do help with that type of stuff. But real fascinating is when I first went to an energy clearing workshop. I had no idea what I was going to, but my gut was saying go to it. And this workshop kept popping up, and I thought, I'll just go along to it and see. And they checked the 7 main chakras, and I had 2 that were actually balanced and the rest were out. And funnily enough, I could have guessed which ones were in, but my third eye and my crown chakra were balanced. The rest was basically shut. They were just, and that's because I'd just gone through my massive hard time of, it was like I was in like the middle of my breakdown basically to the end. And I was seeing spirit. I was like downloading like constantly. I didn't even know what was going on, but it was a little bit scary because this being open and this being open, but I wasn't grounded. I found it very hard to communicate with the actual world. So I found it hard to talk to people. I could feel all their feelings. I could nearly read their mind. I thought I was going crazy. So I think sometimes when we're in a space like that, going to your chakra system first and foremost and doing a balancing and then see if that helps before you go do anything else. Oh, yeah. Sorry, carry on.
What I also wanted to tell you is that people should, instead of paying memberships for all sorts of digital TV stations or whatever, they should pay probably a membership for Gaia and watch about the outer worlds, about our connection with whatever is out there, our connection with the universal energy.
Yeah.
I would recommend it, especially for moms, because moms struggle, have less and less time, and they have to go with kids here and there, and it's quite hard.
Absolutely. And something as simple, like you said, it's easy. Figure out which way you want to do it. Crystals, aromatherapy, a meditation. You can actually just put quick chakra balancing on YouTube and get one. And do that every day, and your life could possibly change as well.
Yeah, they can pick concentration meditation, which they would find probably on YouTube, but they can pick a mindfulness meditation, a much deeper one, guided by a hypnotherapist on YouTube as well. They can do whatever they want. They can do whatever times allow them to do.
Excellent. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about was hypnosis. That was something as well that I didn't really know about. And I always thought it was that TV program when they make you walk around like a chicken and and you have no control over your body. That's a bit different to what you do though, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a medical approach. Yeah, hypnotherapy is a really deep meditation, extremely deep meditation. You have the hypnotherapist who carries you to places, to beaches, doing therapy on you. And you know very well, and everybody knows, that there is that conscious part of yourself and there is that subconscious part. And that's beautiful, because that subconscious doesn't have past, present, and future, and it doesn't recognize what's reality and what's fake, what's dream or virtual. So as hypnotherapists, we work with that subconscious part, blocking out the conscious part. And we use it for weight loss, installing gastric bands, virtual gastric bands. We work in stop smoking, 3 sessions, everything is done.
Yeah.
We work for, forgetting things. We work for depression, for everything in the world. And I'm really passionate about it. But a much newer approach is the past life regression. There is nothing fake about it. It's used by hypnotherapists, clinical hypnotherapists, all around the world. And just read and see who Dr. Brian Weiss was. Oprah loved him, by the way, which is amazing. He came with this approach and he taught us all. By the end of the day, that's the truth. And we carry people through past lives, sorting out problems there, just by them remembering. It's quite an honor for hypnotherapists to take a client to a past life. It's an honor because you're a witness of what it happened when your client doesn't even remember what happened.
And is it okay to do if you are not sure if you believe in past lives?
I had all sorts of clients. I had clients who came to me and told me, look, I'm a Christian. I don't believe in things like this, but I have a horrible shoulder pain. And I tried everything. And you're my last resort.
Yeah.
And I said, you don't have to believe. I'll take you to that past life and you will tell me what you see, what you feel, what you experience, where are you, and all sorts. And at the end of the session, my client, who had no pain, whatsoever, said, I have to believe. There is nothing wrong there. There's nothing black there. There is nothing diabolic there. It's just the fact that, believe it or not, we lived many lives.
Yeah.
And we carry trauma, carry promises, carry contracts we made in another life.
Yeah. And it's not us, like it's not Victoria or Brigitte that's lived another life. It's your soul. So you could have been a man or like a
woman or a child or whatever.
Yeah. I've got to say though, I've actually had a past life regression with you, Brigitte, and like I was brought up to believe we only have one life, and now I know that we have one life in this body, in this reality, and I honor that. I know my body is my temple, and I love my husband and my kids, and I know this is my life. But I was holding a bit of fear, and I would ring you because you are one of my coaches, and I would say, Brigitte, I'm scared. I don't know why, because I know I'm on the right path. I'm doing these great things, but it was this underlying fear in my heart, and it was a little bit crazy. And you said, "Come and see me." So I came to see you, and you did it for me. You took me into the past life regression. And one of the lives that came through, we actually went through 3. It was so crazy. I remember everything so vividly. And this one particular one, I could feel that fear, and I felt it so intensely. And I remember saying to you, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling fear. What is going on? And you're like, it's all good, and reassuring me. After that particular life that we went through, I was so amazed, because a week after that, I had said to you, I felt a little bit different for a few days because I was releasing or something. And I rang you up and I said, my fear has gone. And next minute, I'm diving into water holes, which used to scare me a little bit. I just go forward with everything I do in my life without fear in my heart. And that was my experience from it. And it was amazing. I cannot even thank you enough from having one session, how now I have no fear, because it's gone, but it was so imprinted in me. There was nothing I could do to release it. And I tried for years. And then by having one session, I was just like, wow. So that's the kind of stuff.
Yeah, the soul has ties with all sorts of events, significant events that happened in other lifetimes. It may be the fact that you had a really traumatic death or an injury or who knows what. I had clients here by the way, I'm sitting on a hypnotherapy chair. I have clients here on this chair speaking French, people who never ever learned French at school. Everything comes back. You can remember everything. Not you, the soul can remember everything. And what's the soul? The soul is energy.
Yeah.
So everything goes back again to chakra, again to intuition, again to the subconscious, because everything is energy.
Wow, that's awesome. And you do a little bit of mediumship. That kind of just comes in with your tarot. So what I love about you is you are quite direct on what you do. So you keep your mediumship in with your readings. So you don't walk around. I've noticed this with you. You don't walk around and say, by the way, Victoria, there's a man standing next to you. So for those of us like myself who have only been doing this for a couple of years and we're intuitive and stuff, how do we put it into little boxes so we can tap into it when we're ready and stuff like that? Because you're great at that. But I know a lot of us get a little bit confused because it's kind of like work and home life and everything merging. Sometimes it gets a little bit wishy-washy, so we need some boundaries.
Now, remember that I'm a human, yeah? And I have my free time, and I sculpt in my free time, and I love playing drums and playing my bass guitar. Now, you imagine what would happen if spirits will invade me while I play something on my guitar, or especially drums. I couldn't do anything in my life. So I decided that tarot is for me, which means in the second I get the tarot cards in my hands, mediumship starts, I see the spirits. I don't hear messages. I see messages. I see years. I see all sorts. So that starts in the second I get the tarot cards. When I finish my reading, tarot cards go in the box and no spirit around me. And then I can play my drums and I can play my bass guitar and sculpt.
Wow. That's the one thing I forgot to mention. You are an artist. You do beautiful sculptures. I've been
my own sanity.
Pardon?
That's for my own sanity.
Oh, they just it's and that's like nearly like another type of I don't know, it's nearly like you're not channeling them, but it's kind of like you are really, because they're beautiful. Yeah.
So, because you asked me something I actually haven't answered. For those of you who have intuition and want to step into that unconsciousness and want to do readings or want to feel or hear or see messages or talk to spirits or whatever you want to do, find that object that belongs to you. It may be just a crystal, it may be whatever, a jewelry, a card, or whatever you want to. In the second you grab that, you have to tell the universe, this is when I channel. When I have that object in my hand. Once that's not with me, I don't channel anymore. And they really understand you.
Mm.
Yeah. So find that object. Don't channel the whole day, because you're human. We are human. We have lives. We have to live our lives.
Yeah. And you quite often see a lot of mediums. We all have different abilities, of course, but you see a lot of mediums go through depression and have breakdowns. And I feel that possibly that's because they don't know how to switch it off or have those boundaries, or to release it. And I mean, I personally know how that feels, not being able to cut off that connection of other people's feelings, being that empath. But now I can take it on, feel it, and say thank you for that, and then release it. And also with mediumship, it's like I can switch it on and off. So I'm very grateful for that, because I know it must be for very, very intuitive people. It must be could be quite painful, really, always having mind chatter going on.
You don't have to do that. It's not a 9-to-5 job, but you can switch it on and off.
Yeah. Awesome. Now, Brigitte, you have an incredible gift for us today. I'm so excited. Could you tell us what you are giving the audience?
Actually, I prepared a general tarot reading July to December this year, and based on cards, but also based on astrological changes, planets, and especially the moon, because the moon is shallow. So I've done that. I prepared that for you guys, and I just want to click there, download it, and use it. It's totally free.
Yeah. Awesome. And how does that work, being like a collective thing? Does, like with the tarot, is it just kind of tapping into what everybody needs?
It's not just everybody needs. It's what actually would happen according to the planets, because the planets work for everybody. And according to the tarot cards, I randomly picked.
Ah, awesome. Now, do you have 3 tips for a busy mum that doesn't know where to go next, but they want to create more for themselves, career-wise and stuff? Because you've been a mum, you are a mum.
I am a mum, and my babies are still babies, even if they are adults. First, I will always remember, if you have babies, your babies are little people. They are not babies, actually. So talk to them and give them responsibilities and make boundaries, because that will give you more time. Also, remember you're an individual. Those kids will grow up. You need to have something for yourself. And thirdly, that's for moms all around the world. Remember, you can and you will everything, whatever you put in your mind. You said thousands and thousands of clients. You can have them in what area you choose to have.
Yeah. And so it's not just about destiny, it's about working in with that destiny as well. So I know you're one of the hardest workers I've ever met. You're very, very clever, but you've moved to a new town only a year ago where no one knew you. This is because I've known you since you've moved here, and I've been watching you because I talk to you nearly daily, and I'm fascinated at you have people from all around our country, even though we live in New Zealand, it's
all around the world.
And you just said the other day, oh, now I'm into Australia and this and this and this, and these people are finding you. Like, are you doing anything special? Is it just because you're so good, it's word of mouth? Like, because you do find your own.
Never advertised in my whole life. I never advertised when I had a studio, fitness studio. Never spent a penny in advertisement. People will recommend you. If you're good, you'll be recommended. Remember to upskill all the time, because it's about upskilling. Study and learn. And how much is too much for your career? Nothing is too much. So yeah, a course may cost money, but it's an investment in yourself. So yeah, just study and organize, be organized. Now it's easy for me because I'm a Virgo. I'm organized. It's easy for me to sleep 5 hours a night. It's easy for me to organize myself. But that came in time, so it will come for everybody.
Yeah. And that's like me as well in the last year, or even now still, finding that balance is, I suppose as well, when you have little kids, they go from a baby to a toddler to a preschooler to a schooler. So your life, it doesn't stay still. It's like creative chaos. You can't just go, I've got it, because then something else is going to happen, or the kids are going to get sick or whatever. So it's about going with the flow and just constantly just learning more and being more.
That never ends. That never ends, because your kids then will grow up, will start dating, then they get engaged and get married, and they always need you. Yeah. So that work will never stop. It's not like now you have babies and once they are 16, everything finishes. No, responsibilities are still there.
Yeah. And Brigitte, how can we find you? So if people were wanting a reading, do you do the past life hypnosis over the phone or anything as well? Or do you have to be in the same area as you?
I cannot do it over the phone, unfortunately. I'm preparing an audio, which will be on my website, but it will take time. Yes, I said time really short for everybody.
Yeah.
At page for readings, I'm available, of course, on my website, which is holistichealing.holistic.co.nz, or go on my Facebook page. I love Facebook. Go there, Holistic Healing is the page, and find me, and I'll be in touch with you.
Yeah, and we'll have the links on this page as well. So you guys, if you, excuse me, if you're interested in learning more about Brigitte and what she can offer, and also I know you've got a lot of cool stuff up and coming, so you're definitely one to look out for. And thank you so much. Do you have any final parting words before we leave?
Remember, going back to them, you can and you will. All of you guys, all of you. You can be whatever you want to be, whenever you want to be.
It's just about choosing.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Brigitte. It's been an honor talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Victoria.
We're looking forward to reading your July to December tarot reading. How does it get any better than that? Thank you so much and enjoy your day.
You too, Victoria. Thank you.
Cool, thank you. And thanks, guys, for tuning in, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. See ya.